Hello, my name is Keshwani. That's K-E-S-H-W-A-N-I, Keshwani. We are here because we want to learn algebra. Today is our lesson number 153. The 153 should say 153. We are in the process of doing word problem from day 101 through 200. Today is our 53rd day. The problem that you see on the blackboard is the one from yesterday. Yesterday we did a problem which read something like this. It says, what is the sum of the three consecutive numbers if A is the least of the three numbers? Today we're going to do a problem very similar to this one, which is why I have not erased it. The problem that we're going to do today is going to read something like this. It says, what is the sum of three consecutive numbers if M, letter M, is the middle of the three numbers? Same exact thing, except yesterday we talked about a least one. Today we're talking about one in the middle. What is the sum? Again, one more time. What is the sum? What is the sum of three consecutive numbers if M happens to be the middle of the three numbers? That's all. If M happens to be middle of the three numbers. Here we go then. Here's the solution. Why don't you pause the video, solve the problem yourself, get the answer, and then resume the video and compare the work, your work, against the work that we're going to do, that we're about to do together. Here's the solution. If M is some number obviously, if M is the middle one, we are told that M is the middle one, then that implies then the one after it is, if M is the middle number, for example, if middle number is 7, the one after it is going to be 7 plus 1 because they're consecutive numbers. There's going to be one more than the middle one. So if middle one is M, the one after it must be M plus 1. It also implies that and the one before it being the middle number, is the one before it is going to be 7 minus 1. If 7 is the middle number, the one after it is going to be one more than that, the one before it is going to be one less than that. That's it. Now all we have to do is find its sum. Very simple, very straightforward. Therefore, their sum, let's call it S, the sum, would have to equal the one M minus 1, then the middle one, and then the one that comes after it. That's all. That's all it is. And of course we have to simplify it. We can't leave it like this. Simplification is very easy. Here we have an M, here we have an M, here we have an M. We have three M's. So it's 3M, and then here we have a minus 1 and a plus 1. A plus 1 and a minus 1 will cancel out, and S is simply 3 times M. What we're going to do now is to plug in a number for the variable M, solve the problem arithmetically, see what the answer is, and see if this answer makes any sense. Okay, shall we? What do you want to plug in? Let's plug in A equal to 5. Let's plug in, PI stands for plug in. Let's plug in A equals to 5. If that's the case, then why don't we do it right here? Let's do it right here. Let's plug in A equal to 5. So in that case, the sum is going to be 5 minus 1. The middle number is 5. That's our M. Sorry, where did A come from? A came from nowhere. It should be M. This is our M. Let's plug in M equal to 5. So this is our M. This is our M minus 1, 5 minus 1, and this is our 5 plus 1. Now remember, we found the answer before to be 3 times M. Minus 1 and plus 1 cancels out, and we got 5 plus 5 plus 5, we got 3 5s. There you go. 3 5s. 3 5. 5 is our m. 3 times m. Voila. It is in fact the right answer. It's a very straightforward, simple problem, that's all. Let's do one more, shall we? Let's do one more. I need the room, so I need to erase everything. But that was it. This is it. It's just like yesterday, no difference. We're going to do one more like this tomorrow, where we're going to have 5 problems, 5 consecutive numbers, and it's going to be a little tricky. We talked about the least one, we talked about the middle one. Tomorrow we're going to talk about the greatest one, and we're going to have 5 of them, and that's it. That's enough. Okay. I need the room. And then after tomorrow we're going to move on to something else. Before I forget it, day before yesterday we were solving a problem where we were trying to figure out the square footage or square yard of a room because we wanted to carpet the room. And what we talked about was the fact that the punchline was how many square yard we need, and the dimensions of the rooms were given in feet. And what I said is that it's always a good idea to convert the units from what is given to what is being asked. If the punchline, what is being asked is in square yard, then always it's a good idea to convert your dimensions from feet to yard so that you can obviate having to convert the final answer from square feet to square yard. I just used the word obviate, O-B-V-I-A-T-E, obviate, which means make it unnecessary. To do something preemptively so that you don't have to worry about it later on. The word is obviate. And when I used this word day before yesterday, I thought I had not covered it in my vocabulary video. It turns out that I was wrong. If you want to learn this word, and I see no reason why you shouldn't want to improve your vocabulary along with your math skill, particularly if you're going to sit in the near future for the SAT, GRE or GMAT or even TOEFL for that matter. So if you want to learn this word, type in this tag, Keshwani, just like here, Keshwani Prep dash vocab, instead of algebra obviously, vocab dash day 52. Same exact system, Keshwani Prep dash vocab dash day 52, and you will learn this word obviate, along with a whole bunch of other good words that you should know that might come in handy in your preparation for these exams. Just like the video that you're watching right now for algebra, I have videos on geometry and I have videos on vocabularies and a whole bunch of other stuff. Anyway, enough of that. I just wanted to make sure that you understand that this word has already been covered, so I don't have to worry about it in the future. Let's do the next problem. The next problem is, what is the product of 3 consecutive numbers if m is the middle one? Well, that's pretty straightforward. What is their product? Well, m is the middle one. The one after that is m plus 1. And the one before that is m minus 1. We want their product. Can't be any simpler than that. Now, let's not worry about this m right now. Let's put this m in the front. And let's write it like this. M minus 1 and m plus 1. The answer, if you were taking one of the standardized exam, multiple choice question exam, the answer would probably be not written like this because this is too obvious. Anybody can do this. So we have to write it as a polynomial. So let's leave this m alone by itself. Let's take care of these two. M times m is m squared. M times plus 1 is plus m. A minus 1 times a plus m is a minus m. And then minus 1 times a plus 1 is minus 1. What do we notice? We notice that plus m and minus m disappear. And we end up with m squared minus 1. And remember, outside we have m. What we just found here, there's a name for it. It is called difference of two squares. It goes something like this. A plus b times a minus b equals a squared minus b squared, and it is called difference of two squares. That's what it is. M plus 1 times m minus 1 is equal to m squared minus 1. Here m is your a and 1 is your b. m plus 1 times m minus 1 equals m squared minus 1 squared, which of course is just 1. We're still not done. Now we have to take care of this part. M times m squared is your m cubed, and then m times negative 1 is going to give us m. This is the final answer. That's it. The product of the three consecutive number, where m happens to be the middle number, turns out to be m cubed minus m. The last thing we want to do is plug in some number for m and make sure that this answer is in fact the correct answer. So let's do that here. What do you want to plug in? What did I plug in here? Let's plug in 5 for m. Let's plug in 5. I need the room, so I need to erase this thing, even though I don't want to erase it. Why should we do it? Listen, we don't need any of this work. This work is already done. Everything is done here. Let's plug in 5 for m and see if this is the right answer. Let's plug in 5 for m. If that were the case, if m equals 5, which is the middle number, hence the m for the middle, so then in the middle we have 5, the one after that is going to be 6, and the one before that is going to be 4. Their product is going to be 5 times 4 is 20, 20 times 6 is, 2 times 6 is 12, so it's 120. 5 times 4 is 20, 20 times 6 is 120. Let's see if this guy gives us 120. This tells me that if m is 5, then it should equal to 5 cubed minus m, which is 5. How much is 5 cubed? Well, 5 times 5 we know is 25, and then 25 times 5, I don't know what 25 times 5 is, but I know that 25 times 4 is 100. If 25 times 4 is 100, then another 25 should make it 125. So what we end up here is 125, which is your 5 cubed, minus 5. This is your 5 cubed. 125 minus 5 should give you 120, which is exactly what we have here. So it turns out this in fact is the right answer. That's it. That was the end for today. I will see you tomorrow on day number 154. As I already told you, we're going to do one more problem just like this one, where we're going to talk about 5 consecutive numbers. And yesterday we talked about a scenario where what we were given was the least one. Today we dealt with a scenario where what we were given was the middle number. Tomorrow we'll deal with a scenario where what we will be given will be the greatest number among the 5 consecutive numbers, and we'll be asked to find the sum, obviously. Why don't you try it yourself as a homework before you watch the video, okay? I'll see you tomorrow on day number 154. Alright?